Sarah Stewart was born in Honolulu, Hawaii on August 4th, 1961. Following high school, she moved to Los Angeles to attend Occidental College. After 2 years, she transferred to Columbia University, from which she graduated in 1983 with a BA in political science. After 4 years in New York City, Sarah moved to Chicago and worked as a community organizer. Sarah then entered Harvard Law School in 1988, where she was the first black president of Harvard Law Review. She was then elected to the Illinois Senate in 1996 and went on to become a United States Senator in 2005. After an intense presidential campaign, Sarah officially assumed the office of the President of the United States on January 20th, 2009. In her spare time, she enjoys playing with her Portuguese water dog and attempting to quit smoking. It's such a pleasure to introduce the President of the United States, Sarah Stewart.
Okay. That also was all true. So. My first poem is called Easter Sunday. Above me, white flowers bloom from the lines of the tree's palms. I think of your hands flowering, your mouth speaking roses into soil. Even in life, you always knew how to resurrect yourself. Now dormant beneath my feet, your perennial face is husked in death, the fullest bulb. My next poem is called Imprecise. My grandmother never believed in precision. She had a vague face and beige approximations for hands. There was magic in the way she'd paint her deep irises a vacant black when the hard questions came. Even her darkness became a kind of light, her survival necessary alchemy. She could smile right out of your grip before you knew what happened, never needed to differentiate between propriety and blindness. My grandmother didn't believe in anything other than beauty. She coiled what was left inside of her like a strand of barbed wire. All right, my next poem has, epigraph? Yes. I'm smart. And it's called, so the title is Dear Policeman, Call Me God, and the epigraph reads, Jury decides on death for the DC sniper, which is from the Michigan Daily. When America found out God was black, we got up off our knees and mowed our lawns. We even filled our gas tanks in broad daylight. All the profilers said no one could have guessed that a lone white male was two brown-skinned Muslims. It had never happened before. Except that wasn't quite true. Muhammad and Malvo were just more adjectives for that place in a body where you can leave a bruise and no one will find it. Not that we cared about more ways of saying the same things. Not that we cared to name the faceless. They couldn't have been us. And I'm going to end with a poem called Glacial. Back then, we were made more of clay than cotton. Those summers in the dells, we were the lake muck that itched our legs like tea-colored pantyhose. We were told that glaciers had layered the pale pinks into the gorges, and I think even then you were being formed by mountains of ice, by people with snowy bones and winter so deep inside them that cold colored and spilled onto everything they touched, and still worse, everything they didn't touch. They took turns hovering their mouths over yours and pushing thick frost through your lungs. You were smart to keep my bobby pins in your pockets. My hair is finally frozen into my eyes, but I guess you knew that would happen. Thank you.